Why Did She Do It? An original story by John J. Ruppert, June 11, 2009. Scene: a middle-aged man named Michael is sitting inside a police interrogation room at a table with his hands covering his face and a glass of water in front of him. There was a middle-aged police officer sitting across the table from him with a pad and pen in his unsteady hands. Michael takes his hands away from his face and places them on the table. All right. You want to know? Then here it goes. No bullshit. You wanted to know why she did it, right? Well, I'm going to tell you. Michael looks straight ahead and then shrugs his shoulders while releasing a sigh. For the past few weeks, Lisa has been in a really piss-poor mood. Always bitching about something. It was like a goddamn this and goddamn that. Sometimes even worse. She talked about it every day like it was nothing. Like it was something that everyone wanted to do. Michael turns his head to the side. Is that fucking sick or what? Michael begins to look puzzled. I would hear her talking to herself all the time, even thinking of ways she would do it. Yeah, she had that shit down to a science. Michael becomes sad. I knew there was no way for me to talk her out of it, so I didn't even try. What was the sense anyway? Michael begins to look confident. Listen, I knew her better than anyone, better than herself. And when she gets something into her head, not even God himself could pull it out of there. No, she was too thick-headed, just too determined. Yeah, determined, that's it. Determined to do it. Michael begins to reflect back. I remember that day like it was yesterday. She was kind of acting bitchier than usual, and for her that's a stretch. Michael places his left hand on the right side of his face. I asked her if there was anything wrong, but she just snapped, butting my freaking head off. So, dude, I just walked away. What would you have done? Walk away like me, right? The policeman sitting across the table from Michael hasn't changed his expression since Michael began talking to him. Michael takes his hands away from his face and then looks straight ahead at the policeman sitting across from him at the table. Well, I went to work without us saying goodbye. We always say goodbye to each other, but not on that day. She wouldn't even look at me, man. I stood there like some asshole with my arms outstretched, waiting for at least a hug. But nothing. Christ, not even a smile? That was some cold shit. Michael becomes depressed. When I arrived at work, all I could think about was Lisa. I kept seeing those visions of her in my mind and all the ways that she might do it. To be honest, I was kind of freaked out. Michael becomes energetic. I went out to lunch with a couple of my guys from work, guys from my floor. They could see that I was so distracted, so they started asking me what was going on. I just told them I wasn't feeling too good, but they said I looked fine to them. But what the hell do they know anyway? I mean, they're not doctors, right? And sometimes doctors don't know anything anyway. I mean, I know a few doctors that don't know jack shit. Okay. But they do know how to hang those huge frames on the walls. Doctors. Fuck them. Michael becomes sarcastic. Despite the diagnosis of my coworkers, I stayed at work. In fact, I worked all day. But there wasn't 1 minute that I didn't think about Lisa and what she wanted to do to herself. Michael began to look upwards towards the white ceiling. When I got home, she was lying on the couch, still bitching. I don't think she stopped for 1 moment that day, even while I was at work. Man, she was really pissed off. Michael becomes sympathetic. I tried to talk to her, to maybe calm her down or something, I hated seeing her like that. So miserable. Then again, she was always so damn miserable. Michael begins to raise his voice. She was screaming so loud that I couldn't even hear what she was saying to me. If she was even saying it to me in the first place. I thought she was, but I don't know. Maybe. Do you think she was talking to me? Or was she just talking to herself? Because she did that shit a lot too. Michael picks up the glass of water that was sitting on the table in front of him and takes a sip. Sorry, I needed that. Okay, now where was I? Oh yeah, now I remember. Just when things were really getting out of control, she calmed down. Just like that. She even gave me a smile. Well, I don't remember if I smiled back, but I must have. Because I loved her, man. More than anything. I would have done anything for Lisa. Anything at all. Michael turns away from the policeman sitting across from him and then stares at the blank, bare walls. All she ever had to do was ask me, and I would have done it for her. Anything. But you already know that. Don't you, Detective Jameson? You've just heard Why Did She Do It? An original story by John J. Ruppert, June 11, 2009. It was recorded, spoken, music and effects added by John J. Ruppert, August 18, 2021. Why did she do it? Do you think Michael knows?